performing a case-sensitive lookup, which is somewhat more complex. We're going to do it in stages here. It requires three functions. The first is the exact, and it's actually an array function in this case. So basically we're going to use the exact function to tell us which one of these matches our word over here, including being case sensitive. So first highlight these cells over here, and we're going to build this in steps. And you can see from the dialog box here, this exact returns true or false, and it is case sensitive. That is, exact is case sensitive. So only if exactly matches will we get a true. So we won't get only get a true on the uppercase dog there. Alright, so what we want to match is value in B1, and the text is going to be, text 2 that is, it's going to be an array. So what's going to happen here is that exact will examine or compare the value in B1 against each one of these individually here in our D2 to D7 range. And for this to work all the way down, right now it's just looking at Apple. So I've still got all these highlighted. I'm going to edit, and for this to accept it I need to do Control Shift Enter together. Alright, so I entered it here so we could easily see. So it's comparing again the value in B1 to each one of these individually. Only matches D4 and we get a true there. So if I were to go back here and enter, for example, small apple, I only get a true for the lowercase apple. Same thing for lowercase dog. Get true there. Or if I were to put in uppercase candy. So I want to move over here in column B. Again, we're doing this in stages. We're going to combine it all into B2 eventually. But our next part is going to be the match. And match tells us which cell, in this case, do we get a true result. Again, from the exact function, which one do we get a true result? Alright, now match is not text sensitive, so I could just type in true. Of course it gives me the, we're not going to use that function actually. Okay, and our lookup array is the match, give me the exact results from the exact function that is. And we want 0 there for exact. And that should give us back a 5. And it does. Right? So if we go back and do capital DOG, that's the third one. If we do lowercase DOG, we get the fourth one here. If we typed in something that didn't match at all, as in DOG, we'll probably get an error actually. Right, because there's nothing that matches there. Alright, so now we know, based on our word up here that we're looking up, which row we need to pull from. Now we'll use, and I'll go ahead and move here to B2, we'll use the index function. Alright, so for the index, it's going to return the value from the array in the cell that's selected. So let's just kind of work through it and I'll try to explain. So first item is the array. So we want to get back one of these items, and Walkenbach named that range 2. So nothing magical about that. That's just the E2 through E7. Okay, for the row number, we're going to use the match result. Okay, and for right now, I'll just point down to that cell. All right, there's only one column, so we don't really need anything there. So I'll put a 1, even though it could just leave that blank. Area number is, actually we're using that first one there. So that should work there. So we get the 400 for dog. Uppercase apple, we should get 100. Okay, so again, that's in the first position. Get a true there from the exact. Match says, okay, that's the first position. And then the index says, okay, we want the first cell from the range selected. All right, so let's now combine all these. No particular order here. I guess we'll just do the match first, actually. So we'll go down here for the match and copy that. Hit escape. Then go up into my index. And instead of referencing B5, we're going to paste in. So Control V to paste the match function. Let's hit enter to make sure it works okay. It still does. Alright, we can change that to candy. That should give us a 600. No, excuse me, well, if I do it uppercase, that should give us the 500, and it does. And then lastly, this G7, or excuse me, G2 through G7, we're going to get the not these whole cells, but just the exact function here. And I don't need to pull in those squiggly brackets are for noting it's an array function. Leave those out. Of course, they go away after we click in there. So copy the exact function. Then go back over here and we're going to paste over that cell reference. Okay, now if I hit enter, I'm going to get an error message actually. I'll just do that just for example purposes. So here it says NA. The reason we're getting an NA, even though we've not changed anything up here, is that, again, the exact function, the way it's built, is an array function. So for it to be accepted, we need to actually use Control-Shift-Enter. So back in like I'm editing it, Control-Shift-Enter. Okay. And if I type in DOG, I should get 300. If I type in lowercase apple, I should get 200. And I can delete these other things here. Now this I need to delete altogether because I entered it as an array function. Cannot delete just part of an array, so I'll just delete this whole thing here.